Alright guys, good morning. This is the last part of, I guess, the body work in this thing. I'm going to put a bedliner coating in this instead of carpeting. But saw that little bit of rust, never noticed it before. It was under carpet, it was under center console. I'm going to try and cut that out and fix that quick. Get the rest of this scuffed down, prepped, and hopefully tomorrow I'll come by and bedline. I decided to just come through with a flap wheel and grind this off quick, see how bad it really is, because it feels solid. If I can get that cleaned up, I might just go right over it. It's going to be under the center console anyhow. That's solid. I'm not touching that. I'm just going to hit the inside of my rocker patches with the sandblaster quick. A little bit of surface rust on them. It's been a couple of months since I did it. And between the wet sanding and all that, it has seen some moisture. So I'm just going to blow over it quick with the sandblaster. I'm trying not to make too big of a mess and get them cleaned up. Now that I have that sandblasted off, I'm going to put a coat of this chassis saver on there. Give a base, a little bit of rust prevention under the bed liner. This can's just about shot. If you don't seal it up right, it's impossible to seal up right. It goes bad. Did I mention that there's even more sanding to do? Gotta scuff all this down, make sure the bed liner sticks, clean it all up real good. Well, that didn't take nearly as long as I thought it would. I thought I was gonna have to patch that rust hole in, but it's all scuffed down. I'm kind of dead in the water until that chassis saver dries, because then I gotta put some seam sealer in where that patch is and the other side. So I guess I'm gonna find something else to play around with. No sense wasting the day. Decided to start cleaning this other side of the frame up. Maybe I can get the fenders on. Clean the fenders, or I cleaned the other side of the frame up a couple of videos ago. And if you remember, I said something about the bump stop tube being filled. I don't know where this guy had this thing stuck at. But that is filled right to the top with dirt. I'm in about that far. That hole should go all the way down about there. So I'm gonna try and get that cleaned out. See if I can get this frame cleaned up. I do want to get this frame, just a brush coat of paint on it before I put the fender on. Keeps on slipping my mind that I broke this bottom bolt off when I was taking the fenders off. And I don't have any of the right tools for the job, but it's the next step. So I'm using a right angle drill and the wrong drill bit and try and drill it out and tap it. Alright, now I think we're hooking with gas. I just re-drilled it out to 9/32. Pretty sure that's supposed to be a 6.7. 9/32, 7. Oh, you got a micrometer, by the way. I'm just not rattling this stuff off. I measured the drill bit. 7.05. It's a little bigger, but it actually feels like I'm pushing the bolt through, which would be great, because then I'm still in the original hole. Then I just have to come up with a bolt and not break this tap off. Just got a little chewy feeling there. Feels good now again. Fixing a broken bolt or a bad thread is usually not a big deal, as long as you can get at it. I'd never be able to do this if the fender was on the truck. Yep, I just felt it go. I think I pushed the whole, I walked the whole broken piece out. Well, it's actually completely against my better judgment to put these fenders on without help. But I'm antsy and running out of things to do. So hopefully I don't damage them. Didn't fuck it up yet. No. So far, so good. That certainly makes it look like a Jeep. Alright, well, I actually left for the day and came back. It's too exciting. I'm going to throw the taillights back on it. It's always nice when it starts coming back together. I put some dielectric grease on the taillight plug. These are brand new taillights. The old ones are getting pretty rough looking. Taillight on the driver's side must have been leaking through the lens, and the metal bracket in the back was pretty rusty. But they were both kind of getting smoky with age. So I figured for a couple of dollars I'm going to get 2 new taillights and make it look fresh. Nothing fancy, just stock ones, no LEDs or anything weird. I kind of like the factory taillights. Always feels good to start putting things back together. I still have a real long way to go. This is just getting the paint job done. I still have suspension, interior, got lots of stuff to do yet. But these taillights are making me feel pretty good. It's a new day. Magically we have fenders. I stayed here pretty late last night. Got the fenders hung. Today we're going to prep the inside and hopefully bedline it. I have everything scuffed, prepped, wiped down. I'm using Herculiner Bedliner. I've used this before, it worked out pretty good. I put it on a YJ, and at one point I didn't have a pickup truck. I was replacing my sidewalks. I used popped the back seat out of the Jeep and used the Jeep like a pickup truck hauling up broken up sidewalks. I never had a problem with this, so I'm going to use it again. Stick with what you know. You put it on with a brush and a roller, which is nice, so you don't have it's minimal masking, minimal mess, as long as you're pretty neat and tidy with a brush and a roller. It says a minimum of 2 coats. I think I put 4 or 5 on that YJ. I'm probably going to do the same thing. This kit's good for a long bed pickup truck, so you can do a Jeep top quite a few times. It'll look real thin on the first coat. Just keep going. It gets thicker. I have everything all cut in. Now I'm just going to start rolling it out. So we're going to do this a couple of coats. taking a little longer to dry than I thought it would. It says 1 to 4 hours on there. Guess I should have read the directions first. I don't have that kind of time on my hands. So this is one coat and back rolled. I have a lot left. Well, not a lot. I have about a half a can left, a little less. But I think what I'm going to do is let this dry overnight and maybe come back tomorrow after work and roll another quick coat on it. It's covering pretty well, but I would like to see it a little thicker. I don't want it to wear off. Now here it is. It's out of the garage for the first time in I don't know how many months. And now I'm going to pull it right back in the garage, blow the suspension off, and put a lift in it, on it. I'm going to end this video right here. Jeep is in its new home on the other side of the garage. Been over there over the pit for the past whatever amount of months. It's the Bedliner all finished up. Turned out pretty good. Seats are in it. And I guess a little bit of a teaser is what's going to happen in the next video. I have some metal cloak springs sitting there. If you like these videos, like, share, subscribe.